Hey, you see that shit?
That was dope. That was dope. I was bopping to it.
Yo, I spent so much bread on that fucking intro.
Oh shit.
There was, 3D models of objects, obscure objects, and,
Oh,
all this animation, all this revising. And then I had to find some music that fit 15 seconds, But
fair.
anyway, how was your day, my brother?
It was all right, man. I mean, it's my first weekend off that I have nothing to do. And so I fucking, was just sleeping and fucking playing, PS5. But, ate good big breakfast today because, the wife is, wanting to pop off this morning.
Oh, word.
Had fucking, was it sausage, turkey bacon,
Hey,
scrambled
yo.
eggs, grapes, English muffins, and then a massive
All right, now you just bragging. Yeah, I got a nice lady at the home that cooks a whole fucking 5 sides to my goddamn.
Yo, let me tell you something. The shit I took
Yeah, I didn't eat.
afterwards, but I
Dog,
digress.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I've been shitting like I used to be so clean. Like I never would shit in the morning. I would never even fart throughout my days. I like it's not even like I watched my diet. Like it just wasn't like a part of my body. But like in the past 2 weeks or so, I've been shitting so fucking much, like painfully and like diabolically. It is like I think it was just yesterday. I had my alarm set for like 9:30 to get up for work,
hmm
and like I woke up like 8:58 and like the bubble guts, and it's like I wake up, I feel the fucking rumbling, and I'm like, oh my god, like what time is it? And I'm like, oh, you couldn't wait half an hour to start acting up,
Yeah,
you know
but
what I
like,
mean?
but that's
Then it's like
that's how you know it was bad though. You just named me the exact time. You said at 8:58.
I'm like, dog, like, do I want to hold it until 9:30? I mean,
You,
I'm
you,
not going to be sleeping, but I'm like, oh, I like it starts getting worse by the second. So I'm like, oh, I got to get up. I got to release all this. And then it's like, well, now I got 20 minutes. Do I want to try to sleep these next 20 minutes or should I just fucking start getting ready? So like I'm so tired. I'm like, all right, let me attempt to get a 20-minute nap in, and I'll wait till my alarm actually rings to start getting ready. And
right.
then like I had the fucking bubble guts again like 10 minutes later,
Yup.
and I'm like, dog, again? Like I'm like, what the fuck did I eat last night? I'm like, I literally didn't eat breakfast. I barely ate all fucking day. I just snuck some shit during work cuz my boss wasn't feeling well. I had to cover. I mean, I was gonna be in there to fucking open anyway, but she wasn't there to cover me so that I could take a break during the day. So I just took some fucking food and snuck it in the back and just dogged them shits real fast. You know what I mean?
What?
And
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish on this.
but like I said, it's been like the past couple weeks. Like lately, I've been trying different types, like different flavors of wings from different
Mm,
places. Like I had like the honey barbecue wings from Popeyes, and then I had like some other shit from Wingstop, and I just been going through all the flavors at different wing joints, and I think that had been fucking me up
mm.
the past couple weeks, so I'm gonna stop that.
I think we should move on from this literal shit talk. Uh, oh man. So like,
Well,
what do you want to talk about?
well, I didn't tell you about the last time I went to pro wrestling workout,
hmm
which is Thursday classes where I train.
hmm
It's literally just a bunch of fun workouts that are pro wrestling based. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I have such a tough schedule, and it's fucking 2 hours away where I train, so I can barely be there. And when I'm there to train, it's like I gotta shake off the ring rust every single time.
Right.
and I'm in good shape. I got good conditioning, but like it's always something surprising me that always beats my fucking ass. So
Hmm.
I didn't even realize until like I signed in the last time I was there for Thursday's pro wrestling workout was in November.
Damn.
So as soon as we start, like the first drill, this is not something we had done before.
Mm-hmm.
So the first drill we did, we're all in the ring and there's like 15 of us. So Coach Danny is like, all right, half of y'all on this side of the ring, half of you on the other side of the ring.
Right.
And so the drill is everybody's doing squats. We're not counting. You're just squatting until we're done with the whole drill.
Nice.
So the drill is while everybody's outside squatting, 2 people, one from each side, will get in the ring and do 20 push-ups. And then they'll army crawl to the other side and tag somebody in. So then once you're tagged in, you get inside, do your 20 push-ups, army crawl to the other side, tag the next 2 people in,
Yeah.
and it continues, right?
Okay.
Until everybody's done their push-ups. And it's not difficult to do 20 push-ups and army crawl, but until it's your turn, you're just squatting on the outside endlessly.
Oh.
And it's like 15 of us, so it's like, how many are we fucking doing right now? Like it had to be at least 200 because I had been trying to do 100 throughout my mornings, like even with resistance bands, and I can do that. Like, it's a good workout, but it's not tough for me,
Right.
So 100 is not tough for me with resistance bands. So I don't know, it had to be a couple fucking hundred. And this was the very first drill right from the start. So that shit beat my fucking ass. My legs were so goddamn tight. I was so like spaghetti legs. Like it fucked up the whole rest of the session for me. And I felt like had it not been for those fucking squats, I would have had like the best session yet for myself,
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I took my bumps clean. I suppose I run the ropes better. Like, you get better each time.
Mm.
Like everything was fine, but but I just could barely fucking walk. I could barely fucking stand. My goddamn quads were so fucking tight. And also this was only less than 2 weeks after the catch wrestling camp that I went to.
Right.
Which was it was a 2-day camp. And when I went to that camp last year for the winter season, I had separated a rib. I don't know if you remember.
Oh, I remember.
I mentioned. Yeah. So I had separated a rib. This time, again, I cracked some fucking ribs. It wasn't as bad as last time. Like, it wasn't like I couldn't breathe, but it was like, of course, I felt some fucking cracks and it was very uncomfortable. So I was off the Thursday later that week and I'm like, I'm finally off on the Thursday. I should go to pro wrestling workout. But then I'm like, no, I should be smart and just heal. So then I was off the next Thursday and I'm like, all right, I feel 90% and I got the rare Thursday off. So I'm going.
Right.
And the bumps were not bad on my ribs, but the fucking squats kicked my ass. But so fast forward to the end of class, we are like done pretty much. Now we're just like goofing off, just chatting about. I was standing on the apron and for no reason, my coach Danny grabs me by the head. Like you've seen this in matches, like the face will grab the heel, like get your ass in the fucking ring. Like,
Word.
Mm-hmm. So he grabs me by the head and yanks me into the fucking ring from the apron. But like I resisted because I'm like, I have not learned to take this outside to the inside type of bump, like so I was like gripping that rope. I'm like, dog, what are you doing to me? Like, but he was like yanking me over the top rope into the ring, and he like pushes me into the corner, and I'm like, I'm just like posted up in the corner. I'm like, what is dog about to do to me? So then
That sounded great.
comes charging at me. he comes charging at me and like does a splash, and my coach Josh is like, sit down. And I'm like, all right. So I sell it like, I took the splash and now I'm like sitting down in the corner.
Yeah.
And then he starts doing the like slapping your butt, like the Rikishi taunt.
Okay. I thought you were slapping your ass.
And
I was like
and it's like, oh no. he not about to do this to me. Like I'm I'm sitting in the corner. It's been 2 hours. I know his ass is sweating just like mine.
Yo, fag.
Yo, and the thing is, like, I know Rikishi. I don't know if he's wrestled more than 15 minutes at a time on TV, you know, but this was not like one match, you know, end of the match type shit. This was after 2 hours of a whole workout session.
Wait. Hold up. Because do you, what was it? I think it was recently confirmed that, did you know that Rikishi at times would not fully wipe his ass before doing his stink face? Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, dude, I've recently found that shit. I don't know if it was just confirmed recently, bro, but yes, he would purposely sometimes not fully wipe his ass when he was doing his stink face. So you could have got that, and you're lucky you didn't get that.
Oh,
Yo.
man. If he was eating the same wings I was recently.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
But dog, I'm going into way too much detail on the most unnecessary parts, but I'm just sitting there like, this ain't about to happen. What I do to deserve this? So he doesn't exactly give me the stink face at first. He runs to the opposite diagonal corner, right? And then he comes charging at me with a fucking hip attack.
Oh, damn.
You know how Umaga used to do? Like,
facts.
He charges at me, and then, you know, his whole body weight, just his ass against my chest. And again, this is a type of bump I have never taken before. I don't know how to safely take this. So I literally just fucking take his whole body weight to my fucking chest.
Damn.
And, you know, my ribs was already not fully healed. Like, it was, I think my left side. No, it was my right side. All that shit just cracks again. And like, nobody is fucking aware.
No.
But I am so fucking, I am like, get me the fuck out of this ring. You know, he just picks me up and like has his arm around me. It's like, what a great, you know, class. Like, it was awful.
Damn.
But fun.
Well, I'm sure. I'm sure.
But then this past week, I hadn't mentioned, you know, I was with you on Wednesday. It was exactly 1 year since I started training.
Oh, okay.
So on Wednesday, I went all the way out there and had my first practice match.
Right.
So it was pretty cool, almost a year to the day. And you've seen the match, right?
Yeah.
I went to your house, showed you. I had this goal in my head, you know, since my grandma passed around November. I'm like, you know what? I want to train enough and develop well enough that my grandpa can see my first match.
Right.
You know, because we would bond over wrestling. And closer, like more recently, I'm like, I don't know how feasible that is, because he's really so old. Like, it's fucking 2 hours away. Like, I'm not gonna bring him all the way out there.
Right.
Like, if he got to go to the bathroom, or, you know, or like anything could happen. And I know he's just not going to be down for the drive alone. So I'm like, I would have to develop well enough that I am now in a place where I can take bookings, and it has to be like here locally.
Right.
But so I found out that Wednesdays they do practice matches, and I thought you had to be enrolled as a full-time student to attend them. So I've never gone, but I recently found out, like, oh, you could just, if you're not a full-time student, you could just pay per class. And I'm like, oh, fuck it. So I don't mind paying per class, so I'll fucking go. So I went and had my first practice match, and I had someone record it all. So once I got home, I was able to cast it to the Samsung TV. And, you know, my grandpa had been in the hospital for the past week.
Yeah.
So on Wednesday, he was finally released. He was home. I had not seen him until I got home later that night. And, you know, I come through the door, and it was like, you know, great to see you. Like, hey, you're home. And oh shit, you know. He asked where I was. I'm like, yeah, I was doing the wrestling, and I had my first full match today. And he was like, oh, really? Can I see it? Like, how'd it go? And I'm like, yeah, you can see it. I recorded it. So I put it on the TV, and it was a whole 5-minute match. And I lost. And he was like, huh, they whooped your ass, huh? And I'm like, yeah, I got more, I need to learn. But yeah, that's something I'm gonna cherish now.
Well, yeah, I'm sure. I mean, because you're never gonna forget that. He's gonna be like, damn, beat your ass, but hey, you was in there.
So I've mentioned my grandpa and how we bond over wrestling.
Right.
Literally, I think the only other thing we've bonded over, like things we watched, is fucking Dragon Ball Z.
Fair
And
enough.
look at this segue right here. Y'all ain't peeping this. So it like this dude got the what is? Oh yeah, it's Bulma, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I remember. First of all, R.I.P. to Akira. Is it Toriyama?
Toriyama, yeah.
Excuse me.
Rest in peace to the king.
You
Yes.
you remember
Yes.
you remember coming home from school 5 p.m. on Toonami. It was always Dragon Ball Z.
Yup.
And my grandpa, he don't know. I mean, now he knows more English these days, right? But like he can't watch a show in English like and catch all the dialogue, right?
Right.
But like I would come home from school, eat, maybe do one of my various pieces of homework, but then it's like, oh, it's 5 o'clock, Dragon Ball Z on. Let me pause on that homework and watch this. And my grandpa was always in the room with me, and he's just watching whatever the fuck I'm watching, and it was always Dragon Ball Z.
Facts.
And those are some of my fondest memories. It's just him like, all right, what's next on the Dragon Ball Z? That was terrible. But I don't know about you, but I only had a couple VHS tapes, and it was the Majin Vegeta arc.
Okay.
That's all I had. So like that's the most vivid in my memory because that's all I was replaying.
See, I got every single season, every single movie
God.
on Blu-ray. Like it's not. I wish I had it behind me to show you, but I used to have every single DVD, and funny enough, I sold the DVD collection so I can get it on Blu-ray. So because Blu-ray is Blu-ray, obviously. But yeah, see, that's when I was a kid. Well, we were kids, obviously, we were the same age. We fucking 30-year-old men now.
Yeah, I was always an adult. So when you was a kid.
Yeah, exactly. When I was a kid. No, yeah, man. I mean, I remember, what was it, watching Cartoon Network, whatever it was, and then just seeing that intro to Toonami, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what is this about? You know what I'm saying? And they showed that like lineup of shows and shit, and I remember, I think what came on before Dragon Ball, I think was like Sailor Moon, and I remember
Yeah.
I got so into Dragon Ball to where like I would get ready to watch it like mad early, but then Sailor Moon would come on, and then I would end up becoming a fan of Sailor Moon because I'm like, oh well, it's on an hour before Dragon Ball, but like I ain't got nothing to do. I'm like a child, I ain't got no plans. But yeah, I remember like you know how old my dad is. Like my dad he's a boomer. He's gonna be 80 years old. You know what I'm saying? And I remember I used to watch Dragon Ball so much and shit, have all the figures and all that kind of stuff to where like, my dad only knew like Goku. You know what I'm saying? Like he only knew like, it's like when we used to like Pokemon when we was younger, you know what I'm saying? Like every Pokemon was Pikachu, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, what's this one?
Parents only knew the main one,
Yeah.
and it was all the same.
But yeah, I mean, Dragon Ball, like when I was a kid, like, it was like fully my childhood outside of like Pokemon and, some sports I watched. And you can ask my dad, like, oh my God, my love for, for Dragon Ball. Obviously.
It was one of those things where, as a kid, you are so into it. Like the parents, like by proxy, just had to know the lore to an extent.
Oh yeah, like I mean,
because
like let's be real, like who, like we can't sit here as 30-year-old men and act like we ain't try to go Super Saiyan once or twice. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you ever see the video of the black kid?
Oh, 100%.
That tries to go Super. Oh my God! And there's even the whole edit.
Oh yeah, we got the yellow aura around him and shit.
That was YouTube in its prime,
bruh. That was because that was a long time of like fucking Numa and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? It was like, but yeah, Dragon Ball just. I mean, the thing is that like you see all these tributes to like, Akira Toriyama and stuff like that. I mean, this man, not just created Dragon Ball, but like he like basically like helped create like our childhood. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause this man had his
Mm.
hand in like everything. You know what I'm saying? It's not until I got older that I figured out like not only did he create Dragon Ball, you know what I'm saying, but he created Dragon Ball. He also did the art and helped create one of the best RPGs of all time in Chrono Trigger. I don't know if you ever played Chrono Trigger on Super Nintendo, but like that is still
Yeah.
regarded to be the best RPG of all time. Like if you like, I mean, used to work at the retro game store, like a complete inbox Chrono Trigger. Like I think just the game only, just the cartridge goes for like $400 by itself. You know what I'm saying? Like so finding that complete
Mm.
inbox, like I don't even know what the price goes for now. But he did that. He created Dragon Quest. You know what I'm saying? He also was the reason so many other anime creators even started. He's the one that brought anime to the West. You know what I'm saying? He was the one that brought like these Japanese cartoons to us, and we was like, what the fuck? Like, what's this? You know what I'm saying? And we saw these dudes just blasting shit and going fucking yellow haired and shit, and we're like, yo, like this is hype. Like, what is like this is the kind of cartoons they got over there? You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, I mean, some of my fondest memories of Dragon Ball, like just staying up watching it on Toonami and just like getting all the action figures. Like we remember when KB Toys used to be a thing, KB Toys,
Yeah.
and obviously Toys R Us. You know what I'm saying? And I used to always look for like the different like I used to have the figures that barely could move. All they could move was just like their arms like forward, and that was it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that was good. But then like
And then when you finally got the one that could like do
like
the other direction, you're like, oh man, like I can maybe do the Kamehameha with this much shoulder motion.
oh my God, it was the best because you're like, oh my God, now I can do more moves. It was the same thing with like, not to circle back, but like it was the same thing with like the WWF figures. You know what I'm saying? Like
Uh,
first you had the ones that they moved the same way, then you had like came out with that line of them that could move like everything, including like their stomach and shit. And you were like, hey, yo, like
uh,
I can do the twist of fate now. Like I, I do a
uh.
proper like swanton instead of just doing like this. Like but yeah, man. I mean, Dragon Ball is something, if you can't tell, like, it's always gonna be a love of
uh.
mine. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not, as a grown man, like when Akira Toriyama passed, like I'm not gonna lie, I shed a tear, man. I mean, dude was literally in my childhood. Like, as I remember, I think it was a friend of mine that put up on Facebook or some kind of social media and said that literally he thanked him for being like one of his first teachers and everything because he kind of like introduced him like through Toriyama, he like, started to like learn and love Japanese culture and stuff like that. So it's
Mm.
just like that's the kind of influence he had. You know what I mean? So it's just like, yeah, man. I mean, rest in peace to the king. I mean that. You know what I'm saying? You ever want to do a Dragon Ball Z marathon, man? You let me know. I got it all.
I've been really craving the nostalgia has been like so like I'm like I want to go through really I think the Android Cell saga like I think that's my fondest memories like
Okay.
or I think like earlier stuff I think was replayed on the TV most often or I don't know. I feel like I might have only seen like the Cell Saga like when it fucking aired.
Right, right, right.
So I'm like I gotta fucking see it a second time at some point.
Well,
Uh,
two of the most epic moments was like obviously like the Frieza saga when Goku goes Super Saiyan for the first time, and then the Cell
uh,
saga is when Gohan like at what was he like 11, and like little dude
uh.
snapped, went Super Saiyan 2. We was like, oh my God, there's a two. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you remember the old English narrator for Dragon Ball, right? And it's like like
uh,
the episode would end and just be like, it was like, oh, like like Gohan is standing just one arm remaining against Cell. Will he be able to defeat Cell on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z? And it was like, oh shit.
they always had the hardest guitar riff you ever
Yeah, right?
heard.
Like And like it ended that way, and you're like, oh damn, I gotta wait for next Tuesday, even though this shit was already like aired in Japan like 4 years prior, and we're just like, we don't know what's gonna happen, bro.
I had no idea like that. That was a thing. Like there was a whole manga, and like this
Word,
shit has already been printed a decade ago. Like, fuck.
dude,
But
it released in the '80s, and it was just like, yo, what? Yeah, exactly, '86 around,
yeah,
I
I didn't know it was
believe.
that far.
Yeah, and like it came,
Are you? Do you mean like straight up Dragon Ball
yeah, straight up Dragon Ball, yeah,
or Dragon Ball Z? Oh,
Dragon
okay.
Ball, yeah, because like the '90s is when we got the dub and everything over here.
Uh,
So, but yeah, dude, it's it's just like, what is gonna happen on the next episode? Like, I don't know. But
I, me personally, I had no idea. Like, I didn't know of Akira Toriyama. Like, literally, when he passed it, I don't want to say it was the first time I heard his name, but
no, I
like, I
gotcha.
really didn't. I wasn't familiar with the name and the face
Right.
so much. Like all I know is straight up the product.
No, I got you.
So like I had no idea he wrote several other things.
Oh yeah.
And like I've seen people like compare him and Stan Lee. Like Stan Lee has made so many iconic characters, and people are like Akira Toriyama. He that dude also, like low key, or
Yeah.
maybe not so low key.
The man is
But
like,
I didn't.
he's like regarded as like the godfather of anime. It's like that's what, like, I remember somebody made a point with the Goku, and like, you can kind of compare it to comics too. It's just like, you and even your granddad know, and even if you don't watch anime, you know who Goku is. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know who Goku is the same way you know who Batman is. You know what I'm saying? Like, even people who never watched an anime in their life, they're gonna be like, "Oh, that's Goku." It's like, damn, how you know who that is? Like,
It's crazy how much of an influence, and like the popularity of it is weird, because it's like you might not even know the name, but the transformation, when
oh
the
yeah,
dude's hair is gold and like the glowing, like
mm-hmm,
like people know that imagery, right?
yeah,
And like people know the Goku hair,
mm-hmm,
and like they might not even know the names of him or any of the other characters, but like the imagery is like so iconic. And like I saw people in the comments of one post, they were talking about like the most iconic characters, like the
right,
fact that Goku was introduced here in the Western world, and is so popular. Like they were listing like Spiderman, Goku, Superman. Like
yeah,
that's probably like top 3 across the world. They know who the fuck Spider-Man is,
of
right?
course,
And even though it's weird, because it's like, I don't know, in the in the what am I
the Marvel
I was
Cinematic
gonna say
Universe.
MC I was gonna say just MCU, but no, in the Marvel universe, like who is really considered like the top guy?
You mean like
Like in
popularity?
DC, like it's Batman. I
Right.
mean, like in DC, like Batman's the guy, right? He's
Okay.
or you could argue Superman, but it's like in Marvel, I don't know who is considered, like,
Well,
I don't
like,
know if you'd say it's Captain America, but like everybody loves and knows Spider-Man more than
he's the most
anybody
popular. Yeah, I
else,
would say
right?
Spider-Man is the most popular. Like, Captain America was like the OG, because he was out
Uh,
around what he released, like 39, and it was for closer to the same time as Superman. You know what I'm saying? So Captain America was Stan's first character. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
right.
yeah, he was the OG, but like today's standards, I would say it's Spider-Man when you come to popularity and who knows who. And like now in DC,
Uh,
yeah, I would say it's become Batman. I mean, Superman's always gonna have his name up there because of the blue suit and the S on the chest, in case you didn't know who he was.
yeah.
But
In case you ain't know where the fuck I'm from,
exactly.
fuck I stand for,
But it's like when you were talking
what I represent.
when you were talking about like the knowing the gold hair and the aura and everything around it, it's like, if you think about it, if you look back, like Dragon Ball's kind of personified like the level up, the power up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
how many things since have you seen? Like, oh, this character's like, he's losing and he's like gaining a new level. Like he needs to power up, and then like you
he
you see the
he's reached a final form.
yeah, like, and you see like the how many things have paid homage since, where like you see the aura around this other character and they're like powering up,
Yeah,
or they're doing the fucking 53 episode yell before they fucking transcend. You know what I mean? Like they're sitting there just yelling, and you're
yeah.
like, oh shit, we know what that means. Dude gonna get stronger. Like, But you know, it's and
Like you've seen it in other shows, like Kids Next Door. I remember number 4 had the whole Super Saiyan
yup,
hair. I don't even remember what the fuck that episode was about, but I just remember that.
exactly. A motherfucker
Oh,
transcended.
yeah, and like I think like the other kids were like a whole fucking Frieza type thing, right?
Yeah, it was something along those lines, if I
That
remember correctly. I gotta find that episode. Like it just went hard for no reason.
I was thinking, because like just looking through those comments and like people discussing like most iconic characters, like they were talking Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, Goku,
Right.
and I think Pikachu is up there.
Of course.
Like every parent knows Pikachu in the most obscure rural parts of the Western world. Like they know what the fuck Pikachu is,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, that's Pikachu. Oh yeah, the little
Like,
yellow rat. Yeah, that's him.
that's like top 5 most iconic characters in like literature or like I
Just
don't know how you'd
media
put
in
it.
general. I mean,
Pop
like,
culture.
yeah, pop
Uh-huh.
culture, I would say. Like, I mean, you could probably make arguments for others in the same media, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I guess off the top of the dome, I mean, they're up there. Definitely. Goku definitely is up there. You know what I'm saying? Spider-Man,
Yeah.
Batman, like you said, you know what I'm saying? But it's just it's crazy. It's like how many things from like our childhood that have become so mainstream, like popular. Because we talked about it before, like back when we was kids. You didn't exactly admit that you was into anime or you was into
Uh-huh.
Pokemon, you know what I'm saying? Like me, I had a good mix where it was just like, oh, yeah, I like Pokemon, but I mean, or it was more so like, oh, like Nicky, you like watching football? Yeah, yeah, I'm a big Giants fan, you know, like you got any other interests? Yeah, I collect Pokemon cards, but like, you know, you wanna go throw the football around, you know what I mean? Like ain't nobody
So like
know.
you couldn't let people know you liked anime,
Nah,
but like if you mentioned Dragon Ball Z though,
it was
like
different.
even the most hood, the most juvenile delinquents that like there was like, oh, you seen what Goku did?
Yeah,
Like
facts.
yo, like what you think gonna happen? Like yo, the most Poindexter nerds and the most thugged out hood rats like bonded over some Dragon Ball Z.
Facts.
And also like Pokemon, I think it was in that same way. Like I remember like around where Dan used to live, I remember when Pokemon Leaf Green and Pokemon Fire Red came out.
Hmm.
They had like those adapters so you could like trade
So
wirelessly and
the
shit.
first time wireless trading. Yep, yep, yep. I remember that.
I remember going to Dan's house and I think I just had my Game Boy Advance SP in my hand with that fucking adapter.
Okay.
And dude across the street was like, "Hey yo, you got something to trade? Like what's going on? Like what you got?" And I was just like, "Bro, who are you?" Like we
Right?
don't go to the same bus stop. Like but I was like, "Yeah, I got a magic carpet. He's level 19. He almost there though." Like
One more, one
he's
more.
like, it's like Pokemon, like if you had the games, like Hood Dudes was also into that
It
low
was lit.
key.
It was lit, bro. I mean, Pokemon, bro. Let me tell you something, bro. And like with the trading too, man. Because remember, there's only certain Pokemon that could, fucking whatchamacallit, evolve with trading. You know what I'm saying? You know, you want that Gengar.
Really?
Yeah, bro. If you want that Gengar, somebody had to trade you a Haunter because after it got traded over, it would evolve right after the trade and shit. Come on, man. Something came up, bro.
See, I couldn't deal with the caves.
I'm not-
I wasn't hard like that. I'm like let me be in the short grass.
Oh my god, you was that dude. So I'm gonna catch me a Caterpie and call it a day, dog. I'm not. Oh my god.
These streets are hard enough. Like fuck, I look like going in. I don't even know where I'm at in them caves. I'm 10.
You ain't got
I don't even got a
flash.
bike.
Just dark. I remember specifically. It was Fire Red. I remember I went to go. It was after you get all 8 badges and you can go finally go on cerulean cave to go get Mewtwo, and my dumb ass went into the cave without flash, and I'm like, oh motherfucker, I ain't gonna be able to see shit. And yo, I was so determined and didn't want to go back. I did the whole cave and got to him, no flash. Just all you saw was a little circle of just
Uh,
me, and I somehow got there, and I was like, yo, I'm Pokemon royalty, dog.
see, see, I would be so lost in the caves, just battling wild shit in there for so much. All my Pokemon would be dead, and it's just like the game's over for me.
That's
Like there's
it.
nothing I could do.
I
Like
died in the cave. That's it.
all my Pokemon are dead. I'm a terrible trainer.
Nah. You know what's always funny to me in the Pokemon games that like always like nobody really talks about much is like every time you would lose and at the it was at the in the text it would always say like, oh, you blacked out and left this much money. I'm like, first of all, how did I lose that bad? I'm just dropping money out my pockets. Like I'm just like like, and I just ran or some shit. I'm like, what? Because first of all, it's just like when you first started playing the game and you battled like the first trainer, whether it was youngster Joey and his Rattata or whatever, and then like you won, but then like there was like, oh, you earned like $100. I'm like, what? I thought we just messing around with our pets here, and you over here, youngster Joey, who's like 5, he's dropping me 100 yen or some shit because I beat his level 4 Rattata because he was in my way over to the next town. Like it's
Yo,
just
yo, your grandpa really set you out there to do some dog fights and hustle. Like yo, that's real crazy if you really break it down.
yeah, bro, you were 10 in these tall grass and these things that just came out and attacked your ass. And you were just like, oh, I'm gonna go send out my fire lizard and hope for the best. Like
Making illegal bread out here.
yeah.
Just fighting shit.
Well, because remember the first episode of Pokemon? It's like Ash was like, yeah, I'm finally 10 years old. I'm like, the fuck that mean? What 10 years old? Is oh, I can go out on my own and become a Pokemon trainer. I'm like, yo, this world is wild. Like if I got up one day and told my mom, I'm 10 years old now, you know what that means? My mom would have been like, nothing. You going to school and you ain't doing shit. I would have been like,
Word.
and I said like, oh, I'm gonna take the family dog and we're gonna go out and fight other dogs and I'm gonna become a champion.
The fuck you are?
Yeah, I'm gonna become a champion one day. I'm gonna become Michael Vick one day. I don't know. Like my mom would have been like, you're gonna sit your ass in the house, you're gonna eat the pasta I made you, and you're gonna shut the fuck up with those fantasies. Because you only can.
You better be back before those street lights come on.
Yeah, like motherfucker, you think you going anywhere when like just last night I heard you yelling in the room trying to turn Super Saiyan? You ain't going nowhere. Like, come on.
See, to be honest, I don't think I ever tried to go Super Saiyan. But you know what I did do?
Oh,
you know what I did do?
Oh shit.
You remember the episode when Gohan was trying to teach Videl how to fly?
Oh my god.
Yo, I closed the door. I'm like, nobody gonna see this. No, I'm about to do this shit.
Motherfucker tried to fly. No way.
He was like, yeah, you gonna close your eyes and you gonna feel the ground just leave your heels. You're not gonna feel nothing under the soles of your feet. I was like, yes, Lord. I was like, Gohan, I am flying.
It's like
I opened my eyes. I'm still standing.
I pray to you, great Saiyan man. I wish for you to bring the wind under my feet.
Yo, man, I believed, and yo, also me and Dan, we tried doing the fusion dance at his house. I remember, yo, there are some memories that are so vivid. I remember we moved the beds like on opposite side because him and his brother was slept in the same room,
right?
So like, but they had separate beds. I'm like, we spread in the beds, we spread in all the furniture around because like we need room to do the whole fucking like how's it start? You fucking like
right? You did that.
I'm like I need to kick my right leg out, like I gotta get that whole stretch going, right? Like I'm like,
lack of a better term, you gotta touch your tips.
yo, but it's like we would do the whole dance, but then we still just two little niggas. it's like yo, did you fuck it up? No, I ain't fuck it up. Like How was your foot placement, son?
Yelling at
Yo,
each
I
other
swear
because
to
you ain't
God,
one person.
swear to God, we did that dance so much we were sweating.
Yeah, facts, right? Oh man, you couldn't fly, you couldn't fuse, you was upset.
Man, times were hard.
All right.
I don't know if Gen Z kids, I don't know if they got some like, if they be trying to pull off some type of stuff like this, but we was really trying to elevate ourselves.
We was trying to go up another level. You know what I'm saying? We was trying to break that ceiling every time.
This is how we became better men as the years went on.
Yes.
This is how we grew.
Yes. Preach.
You needed to believe in
Preach.
something. Become a man of faith. This is how you become a man today. These little youngins.
Would you like to talk about our Lord and Savior Shenron? Oh my God. Dude. See, as we speak, you've been to my place, right? As we speak, you've probably seen it right under my TV. I got the 4-star Dragon Ball right there.
Yeah.
I got it sitting right there. You know what I'm saying? It's so funny because I remember when we first moved in, you know how like Kate's into like her crystals and stuff like that, and I remember she set up like 2 of her crystal like balls right there, and I was like, hold up, and she was like, what? And I went and I grabbed my Dragon Ball and I put it as like the 3rd thing right there, and it made like look pretty aesthetic, you know what I'm saying? And then I remember I sent a picture to 2 of my boys, and I was like, and just of that right there, first with no words. And then I texted right after. I was like, see, I got crystals too. Yo. Oh my God, bro. See, now I just want to like go on a marathon and play like all the Dragon Ball games and shit, man. Like,
see, I could never get into like getting each game. Like, to me, I mean, like, I haven't played every single one, but I feel like the Dragon Ball Z games are like 2K games or like Madden games. It's like, how much is really different with each
you
fucking game,
wildin'. You wildin'.
Like,
Nope.
How many times can you go through the Saiyan saga and the fucking
as many times as you need?
freeze?
Nope, don't give me that shit. Nope. Because the newest game before Sparking Zero that's coming out, Kakarot, literally did we tell the story, but then they retconned some things and it was beautifully done. Don't give me that shit. Nope.
I mean, see, I don't know that though.
Because
like,
you ain't playing.
Just looking at the trailers, it's like Goku faces off with his brother Raditz, and I'm like, yeah, again. Like,
yes, again. And guess what? This time I'm gonna beat his ass even worse than I did last time. It's as simple as that.
I think as far as what I've seen, I think Kakarot interests me the most. In like, I guess it's the most different from what I know, having not fucking played so many.
It's the most different out of the 50-something games, yeah, or more actually at this point. But yes, because it was the first time not the first time, they really changed up the aspect of like, because they were considered more so like fighting games and stuff like that. So it's like it changed up the formula a little bit because this one's more like a linear open world, like in between missions, in between like story points, like you can go around, fly around, and like gain experience, and kind of like RPG-ish to an extent. So it was like a fun way to play through the story and yet have some like freedom to where you're not just going to a character select screen and picking 2 characters to fight each other and shit like that. Now you're actually flying around, enjoying the open world, and like also just finding random characters you want to fight and shit. And it was just it was different. Like it kind of like got like a pretty, I don't want to say split like reaction from everybody. It was a little more like, I think it was like average 7 out of 10. I liked it. I enjoyed it because like it like
You're talking about Kakarot, right?
Yeah, talking about Kakarot.
Okay.
And like I enjoyed it because it was like, like you said, it's the same story all the time. Like, and there are people out there that get tired of that, but it wasn't just that. It was just like the gameplay of it, and it was one of the first ones to where like giving you that open world where you can just fly around and just like, it's kind of like playing Spiderman and just swinging for no goddamn reason sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You just be swinging. You know what I'm saying? Like it just be chill.
Yeah, I've seen people say like sometimes you just gotta smoke a blunt and just swing on some Spider-Man. It's
It used to calm me down.
like like not even do missions or side stuff, like
No.
not even really play a game, just lay back and hit them triggers, like,
Yeah, just
and I'm
exactly.
like, I get that. I
Yeah.
guess.
You just be fly, and then when you do be swinging, then all of a sudden you hear an alert that some dude trying to rob a bank, and you're like, all right, hold up, and you just beat like him and his 10 other buddies' ass right quick, and then you just keep swinging. That was it.
Just keep swinging.
That's it. Yeah, and the same thing in Kakarot. You just be flying, and then you see some Cybermen or something. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna just go beat their ass real quick, and you do it, and you gain the experience, and then sometimes you just be flying. You know. You just be chilling, you know, find like little Easter eggs around the map and find like little capsules and shit like that. It's just, you just be chilling. That's literally what it is. You know, in Batman, you just be gliding. you just be gliding, you know what I mean?
Xenoverse also interested me because I guess that was also a very different one. Because like I know, like, I guess it's open world multiplayer, but like I know, like, I've seen you could like choose to be like Frieza race or Saiyan race or human and like really customize your shit.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
oh, like that's different.
Oh, yeah.
But like I still never fucking copped it though.
I know you didn't.
And I think there's a second one.
Yeah, the Xenoverse 2, and like now this new one is going to be like it's not Xenoverse at all, but it's like a newer version of the old Tenkaichis that they had. Yeah, Xenoverse is fun because it's literally, it's not the usual retelling of the story. It's like a best way to put it is like you're kind of you're in the Xenoverse, which is where you're this time hero, is the best way to put it. Like you're kind of recruited by Trunks, future Trunks, and some other people to help fix the timeline and stuff like that. Because like a new villain actually is like corrupting different characters in different timelines. You have to go back into those timelines and make sure everything goes the right way and everything.
So there's a whole original story to this?
Yes, it is. And they carry actually into, I don't technically say it was canon, but like they carried it into like a different series and stuff. It's pretty cool because like you literally are this created character you made that like saves the timeline and shit in both games. And then like, you know, at one point you're helped by Goku, at other point you're helped by other characters. You can go around what's called Kanton City. That's like the main hub. And you can actually get different heroes and villains as like your mentors, and you can learn their moves and shit like that by being mentors or doing what's called parallel quests, which are like these missions you can do online and stuff like that. We have to defeat certain characters in certain ways to get certain moves and certain characteristics and stuff like that. There's a lot to it. So, but you know, you ain't gonna play it, so you know, no matter.
I mean, fuck, you're really selling me on this shit. I'm like, I know they got like the fucking 70% spring sale going on right now.
It's cheap. It's cheap.
And shit.
Kakarot's. Well, do you have you got PlayStation the PlayStation Premium membership?
Pretty sure I do.
If you got that,
I got online.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. So if you got that, Kakarot's free right now.
I forget exactly what the tiers are, but you said it's free.
It's free for members, man. Yeah.
Fuck,
bro, get on it. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Go download it like right now. Like right now.
You know that might.
I know your PS5 in front of you right now.
And that's the show.
Yeah.
No, but you know, instead of going through the hundreds of fucking episodes to like relive all the shit, I guess it would be dope just to play the fucking game to relive the fucking stories.
Damn, that's crazy.
Fuck.
You gotta do like the wait. Is the Jay Farrell doing like the fucking Jay-Z impression? Like, damn, that's crazy. Oh fuck. No,
this, I don't know. How'd you manipulate me into selling me this game?
It's like I work sales or something.
You got me into downloading Fortnite again.
Damn right.
And now,
which, like, you know, speaking of that, we got to wrap this up so we can play, motherfucker.
you know, it's crazy because I'm like, I've been so goddamn beat from work, but you like, hey, yo, you gonna hop on later? And I'm like, oh, like, where did this new youth come out of like how I'm like, I know what your schedule was today. You ain't beat,
Nope.
son.
Nope.
It's still 2 a.m. Dick in a box is still online. I'm like,
damn right.
I'm like, yo, how did Fortnite give this dude so much energy lately? I'm like,
dude, I'm telling
maybe I do gotta hop on.
You do, okay? Because that maybe it's just the type of person I am. When I get into a game, and it can be multiple at the same time, bro. You can ask Kate. Like I just I mean, since she reintroduced me to Fortnite, like every day I'm like, so we playing? Like what we doing? We playing, right? Or like I'll be messing with. I'm like, where we dropping? What's going on? Like it's bad. I get a tad bit obsessed. I don't know if I mean maybe I'm a little autistic. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I've never been diagnosed. But like, yeah. So, we playing, right? I say it right to you right here. We playing, right? Okay. That's it. That's all I need to know. We dropping. All right. We getting you some dubs.
I'm glad there's the fucking zero build shit. So like, I don't got to deal with the try hard fucking
sweaty motherfuckers.
Niggas building what's the fucking what do they call the Freedom Tower? These are the niggas that build the Freedom Tower. As soon as they completed that, they was like, oh, now I get to do it again. This time on the 5. Like I'm
I'll deal with it.
And we got to get Jose on this shit too, because like Jose only likes third person shit. We've been on Helldivers and it's been great. You got to get on that shit. But
yeah, I do got to get on Helldivers.
I mean, if he's aware of the zero build shit, I'm sure we could get him into Fortnite also.
Well, my boy Kareem just messaged me the other day through PlayStation. I was on Fortnite, and he was like, he messaged me. He was like, yo, he goes, wonder how I know you whack? And I was like, what? And I messaged him back, and I was like, what you mean? He was like, I know you whack because you ain't on Helldivers right now. And I was like, and I messaged him back on the PlayStation app, and I was like, yeah, sorry, man, I got into Fortnite and I'm playing with the misses a lot. This is and that. And then 5 minutes later, he messaged me again. He goes, you wonder how I know you whack? No, I'm like, how? And he goes, because you called her the missus. And I was like, bro, just come on, man. I'm gonna.
What you call yours, son?
Yeah, right. Like, but I know I gotta get on Helldivers, man. I know I do. Like everybody I know and their moms got Helldivers. Like that's the thing. Like, it's not even like it's one of those games like, oh, like, I got 3 friends that play it. No, everybody at work play it. Y'all all play it, and I'm just like, damn, is that the first time ever I ain't got a game that everybody's playing? I mean, outside of like Call of Duty, because whoever plays that shit's whack. But the
thing is, it's like it's open world co-op shit. It's like, unlike Call of Duty, it's like I'm not stressing to beat other people. It's just like me and Jose are just chilling, and we're killing fucking aliens. Like, it's
for democracy.
It's very it's very stress-free. I mean, it could be stupidly fucking difficult,
right.
but like I said, it's not like you're competing with other people. It's just good old co-op shit.
That's fair. Now I got to get on that too, trust me. But I've just been too engulfed in Fortnite because I'm a man child, and
It's crazy to me. There's Fortnite, and it's just like the pop figures, right? In that they take so much from like everything, everything from TV shows to athletes,
everything pop culture,
to everything's in fucking. Darth Maul is hitting Lady Gaga with a pickaxe in this fucking shit.
Yes,
and just like pops, you got a pop of Prince and Daniel Bryan and fucking Piccolo. Like,
all 3.
Like these things, like I've been wanting to create my own thing that takes from pop culture and all that, like that, but it's like fuck, action figures, like it's taken. Like, I mean, they're not action figures, but they're figures. Like, what the fuck else can you come up with to really? I just want to make bread.
That's what it comes down to. I just want to make money. Like, I remember, was it Angel himself? This was his quote back in the day. We was talking one time, we was texting, and I was like, what was it? I forget where I was working at, and I think at the time he was in between jobs or something. And I was like, yo, what are you up to? And he was like talking about shit he wants to buy. And I was like, nah, I feel you, man. He was like, you know what, man? He goes, I just need a job. I was like, no, word. He goes, nah. He goes, no, I don't. I just need money. He goes,
that's a classic Angel quote.
Classic Angel quote right there. He was like, nah, I don't need a job. I just need money. I'm like, oh, well, I mean, how you gonna get that? But
through nefarious means.
nefarious. Shut the fuck up. Motherfucker said nefarious.
Nah, we just gonna spend money and sit around playing our video games like we about to do right now.
Damn right.
That's the show. Cliffhanger, cut it off right
Yeah,
there.
facts. On the next episode
of the Low Blow Show.
will they play Fortnite
or Helldivers? Will Nick spend $40 or will John fall asleep and they will play neither? Tune in next time
on the Low Blow Show. Goodbye. No. Oh my god.
I'd like to insert that guitar riff, but it's probably copyrighted.
Probably, yeah, probably. Oh man.